Have you ever caught a man staring at you and instantly wondered, what exactly is he looking at? Maybe you were at a cafe, sipping your latte, scrolling through your phone. When suddenly you felt those eyes on you, you glance up and sure enough, he's looking, not for a second, not accidentally, but really looking. And in that split second, your mind races. Is it my hair, my dress? Did I spill something on myself? Or is it something else? Here's the truth: men are visual creatures. They notice things. But what most women don't realize is that what they stare at isn't always what you expect. Yes, they may glance at the obvious, but the things that really capture their attention, the things that make them stop, double, take, and remember you long after you've left the room, go way deeper than just surface level beauty. And here's where it gets interesting. You don't need to be dressed like you're walking a runway to make a man's eyes linger. In fact, some of the most captivating things men stare at are the ones you don't even think about, the ones you do naturally, the ones that reveal your confidence, your playfulness, your feminine energy. So today I'm going to pull back the curtain and share with you the 5 things men stare at on women. And warning, you might be surprised. Some of these will make you laugh. Some will make you nod because you've felt it happen before. And some will make you realize just how powerful you already are when it comes to attraction. Because here's the secret: men may notice curves, legs, hair, lips, but the things that hold their attention are so much more magnetic. So picture this: the next time you walk into a room, whether it's a first date, a party, or just running errands, you'll already know exactly what's drawing his eyes. And better yet, you'll know how to lean into it. Ladies, stay with me until the very end of this video, because by the time we're done, you won't just wonder what men are staring at, you'll own it. When a man first sees you, yes, he might notice your outfit, your curves, your hair. But here's the truth: none of those things really hold his attention until you do one thing: you smile. A smile is the most powerful, underrated invitation a woman can give. Think of it like the front door to your personality. A man might be intrigued by the house from the outside, but your smile, that's the moment you swing open the door and say, "Welcome in." And here's the magic: it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need flawless teeth or movie star lips. What makes a smile irresistible is its authenticity. It's the way your eyes crinkle when you mean it, the little curve of your lips when you're amused, the effortless joy that radiates without you forcing it. Let me tell you something from a man's perspective. Men are constantly scanning who looks approachable, who seems warm, who feels safe to talk to. And your smile is the signal. It's the green light that says, yes, you can come closer. Yes, I'm open to conversation. Without it, even the most confident man can hesitate. Think about the last time you walked past someone with a resting frown. Even if they were gorgeous, did you feel drawn to approach them? Probably not. Now think about someone who smiled, maybe just briefly in your direction. Didn't it feel like an invisible hand reached out and pulled you closer? That's the power we're talking about. Men stare at your smile because it tells them something deeper than looks ever could. A smile says she's confident in herself. She's enjoying the moment. She has a softness that makes me want to know more. And here's a little secret men often don't even realize they're staring. A smile disarms them. It makes them lose track of time. It's playful, it's feminine, it's powerful, and it stays burned into their memory. Now, let's go even deeper. A smile doesn't just make you approachable, it makes you magnetic. Men associate smiles with happiness, and happiness is contagious. When a man sees you smile, his brain fires off signals that he could feel that way too if he were around you. It's not just visual, it's emotional chemistry. That's why when you're on a date, smiling at the right moments creates a rhythm. Imagine him telling you a story. He's trying to impress you, make you laugh, share his world. And then you smile. Not a polite, forced smile, but a genuine one that lights up your face. In that moment, you've given him exactly what every man craves: validation that he's connecting with you. That's why men remember the women who smile, not the ones who play it too cool, but the ones who let themselves feel in the moment. And here's the fun part: you can use your smile playfully, almost like a secret weapon. Picture this: you're across the room, you catch his eyes for just a second, and you give him a subtle, knowing smile before looking away. That tiny gesture, it lingers in his mind all night. He'll replay it over and over, wondering, was that smile for me? What did it mean? Congratulations, you've just made yourself unforgettable without saying a single word. Ladies, here's a challenge for you. The next time you're out at the store, in a cafe, or even walking down the street, practice smiling more. Not fake smiling, but genuine little bursts of joy. Notice how people respond. Notice how men stare longer, how they soften, how they can't resist trying to hold your gaze. You'll see that your smile is more powerful than any dress, any makeup, any hairstyle. Because men might glance at your body, but they connect with your smile. It's the first invitation, the spark, the silent message that says, come closer, I'm worth knowing. So yes, men stare at your smile, not because it's just pretty, but because it's magnetic. It's your secret language. And once you learn how to use it, you'll never wonder again why he couldn't take his eyes off you. If your smile is the invitation, then your eyes, they're the conversation that follows. Ladies, let's be real. Your eyes are magnetic. They don't just look, they speak. They tell stories, reveal emotions, and create a pull that no man can ignore. A smile might get him to notice you, but your eyes, that's what keeps him locked in. Have you ever been in a room full of people and felt that electric moment when you lock eyes with someone across the way? No words, no introductions, just that instant connection that feels like a spark jumping between you. That's not an accident, that's the power of your gaze. Men stare at your eyes because they are windows. Cliché, I know, but it's true. Through your eyes, a man can sense if you're interested, curious, playful, even daring. And here's the twist. You don't even need to be speaking to have an entire conversation with him. One lingering look can say more than an hour of small talk. Here's what most women don't realize. When you hold eye contact, even for a second longer than usual, you're sending a silent message. It says, I see you. I'm not afraid to connect with you. And maybe, just maybe, I'm intrigued. That tiny pause, just a heartbeat longer, creates intensity that he feels deep in his chest. Think about it. How many times have you heard men say things like, she had the most amazing eyes. I couldn't stop staring. They don't say that about shoes or handbags. They say it about eyes because eyes make them feel. And there are layers to this. A playful twinkle in your eyes when you tease him. That makes him feel like he's the only one in on the joke. A soft, warm gaze when he's telling you something vulnerable. That makes him feel safe, like he's being truly seen. A bold, confident stare when you're flirting. That's the kind of eye contact that makes his pulse race and his thoughts scatter. Here's a fun truth. Men aren't nearly as smooth as they want you to believe. When you look at him with intent, you throw him off his game in the best way. That strong, steady gaze makes him second guess his words, stumble a little, even blush. And you know what? He loves it, because in that moment, you're not just a woman in front of him. You're a mystery he's desperate to solve. And ladies, don't underestimate the power of looking away. Yes, holding eye contact is powerful, but so is breaking it with just the right timing. You lock eyes, you hold it, and then you glance away with a little smile. That move alone can keep him replaying the moment over and over in his head, wondering, what did that mean? Was she interested? Should I go talk to her? You've just planted yourself in his mind, and trust me, he won't forget. So why do men stare at your eyes? Because eyes are emotional shortcuts. They bypass logic. They tell him things about you he can't, but he feels them. Confidence, playfulness, warmth, challenge. Men get addicted to that. Here's a simple experiment you can try the next time you're in conversation with a man. Instead of darting your eyes around the room or down at your phone, practice giving him a little more eye contact than you normally would. Not in a creepy, unblinking way, but in a way that says, I'm right here with you. You'll be amazed at how his body language changes. He'll lean in closer. He'll talk with more energy. He'll get pulled into your orbit without even realizing why. At the end of the day, men don't just stare at your eyes because they're beautiful. They stare because your eyes connect them to something deeper, to your heart, to your mind, to your essence. So when you want to captivate a man, remember this: your smile may open the door, but your eyes are what make him step inside and never want to leave. Let me tell you something most women don't realize. Men don't just notice your body, they notice the way you move it. Your walk, ladies, is a story. It's the rhythm of your confidence. It's the energy you carry into the world before you even open your mouth. And trust me, men stare at it more than you think. Think about it. You've probably seen another woman walk into a room and thought, wow, she just owns the space. Maybe it wasn't her outfit or her hair or even her body type. It was the way she moved. Smooth, confident, effortless. She walked as if every step mattered and as if she deserved to be exactly where she was. That's magnetic, and men feel it instantly. Here's why. Your walk isn't just physical, it's psychological. Men pick up on the energy behind it. A rushed, nervous walk says, I'm trying to be invisible, but a confident, calm stride says, I belong here and I'm not afraid to take up space. That subtle difference, it changes everything. Men aren't staring because they're judging. No. They're staring because your walk reveals things about you they can't read anywhere else. It reveals confidence. It reveals self-assurance. And it reveals how comfortable you are in your own skin. And here's a little secret: men don't just notice how fast or slow you walk. They notice the small details, the sway of your hips, the way your shoulders roll back, the lift of your chin, the rhythm in your step. These micro movements send signals, and those signals are powerful. Let me paint a picture. Imagine walking into a cafe. One woman bursts in, hurried, eyes down, clutching her bag, moving like she's trying not to disturb anyone. Another woman walks in with poise. She's not rushing, she's present. She looks up as if the room belongs to her. Guess which one men can't stop staring at? It's not about being sexy in an exaggerated way. It's about presence. A confident walk isn't about swinging your hips like you're on a catwalk. It's about moving with intention, as if every step is guided by self-worth. Men stare at that because it's rare and irresistible. And here's the fun part: your walk can be playful. You can use it to tease, to flirt, to intrigue. That slow, deliberate walk when you approach someone you like, that's confidence wrapped in mystery. The playful skip or sway when you're happy, that's joy in motion, and men love watching it because it's authentic. Your walk also tells men something else: how you feel about yourself. When you walk with your head high, shoulders relaxed, and stride steady, you send a message: I value myself. I don't need your approval, but I'm open to connection. That's incredibly attractive. Ladies, here's a little challenge for you. Tomorrow, wherever you go, whether it's the grocery store, office, or just walking your dog, be conscious of your walk. Slow it down just a fraction. Relax your shoulders. Lift your chin. Move like you're not in a hurry to escape, but in a rhythm that says, I deserve to be noticed. Watch what happens. Men will glance once, then glance again, then keep staring without even realizing it. Because here's the truth: men might first notice your outfit, your hair, your figure, but the way you walk is what brings it all to life. It's the difference between being invisible in the background and being unforgettable in the spotlight. So yes, men stare at your walk, not because it's flashy or staged, but because it's the purest expression of how you feel inside. Walk with confidence, and you don't just turn heads, you hold them. Ladies, let's talk about something men definitely stare at, but not in the way you might think: your style. Now, when I say style, most women immediately think I mean expensive clothes, the latest trends, or showing as much skin as possible. But that's not what I'm talking about. Men aren't scanning you like a fashion critic. They're not standing there thinking, are those this season's heels? No. What men are really staring at is how you frame your beauty. Think of your body and your personality as a piece of art. Your style, the clothes, the accessories, even the colors you choose, is the frame. And the right frame doesn't outshine the art, it makes it stand out. That's why two women could wear the exact same dress, but one of them makes it unforgettable. Why? Because she's not just wearing it, she's owning it. She's chosen something that reflects her vibe, her energy, her confidence. Here's the secret men notice when your style feels intentional. They notice the little touches: the necklace that sits just right on your collarbone, the way your earrings catch the light when you laugh, the jacket that hugs your waist and makes you look like you know exactly who you are. And here's the kicker: style isn't always about being sexy in the obvious way. Sometimes the most irresistible style is the one that suggests rather than shows. That dress that flows just enough when you move. That fitted sweater that leaves a little to the imagination. The combination of mystery and elegance, that's what makes a man stare longer. Think about it: if men were only staring at revealing clothes, then every woman in a short skirt would stop traffic. But you and I both know that's not true. Because real style isn't about how much you reveal, it's about how much you express. Men stare at your style because it tells a story about you before you even speak. Are you playful, bold, sophisticated, creative? Your style says it without a single word, and men are captivated by that because it gives them a glimpse into your personality. Now let's get a little practical. Have you ever put on an outfit and instantly felt like a different version of yourself? Maybe stronger, sexier, more elegant, or more playful. That feeling you get, that shift in energy, is exactly what men are staring at. They're not just seeing the clothes, they're seeing how the clothes change the way you carry yourself. Here's an example. Picture two scenarios. In one, you're wearing something you don't really like, maybe because it's safe, or you just threw it on. You walk into a room and your energy says, "Don't notice me." In the other, you're wearing something that makes you feel incredible. It fits just right, the color lights up your skin, and you feel like a goddess. Suddenly, your posture is better, you're smiling more, you're radiating confidence. Which version do you think men are staring at longer? Exactly. And the best part, style is 100% under your control. You don't need the perfect body, the biggest budget, or the trendiest brands. What you need is awareness of what makes you feel magnetic. Because when you feel magnetic, you are magnetic. So yes, men stare at your style, but it's not about the price tag or the label. It's about how you choose to frame your beauty, how you bring your personality to life through what you wear. When your style is aligned with your confidence, you become unforgettable. At the end of the day, ladies, your style isn't about dressing for men, it's about dressing for you. Because when you love how you look, men can't help but stare. Not just at the clothes, but at the woman who makes them come alive. There's one powerful need that often goes unnoticed, yet it can completely transform the way a man feels about you, and that is his need for respect and admiration. Now, let's be clear, this doesn't mean worshipping him or putting him on a pedestal. It doesn't mean agreeing with everything he says or acting like he's flawless. What it does mean is this: a man needs to feel that the woman he loves sees him as valuable, capable, and worthy of admiration. For men, respect is like oxygen. Without it, he'll suffocate emotionally, and no amount of physical attraction or intimacy will keep the relationship strong. You see, sex may ignite his passion, but respect sustains his soul. It gives him a sense of purpose and pride in who he is as a man. Think about it this way: men are constantly competing with the world. At work, with other men, and even with themselves. They face pressure to perform, to provide, and to be strong, even when they feel weak inside. When he comes home to his partner, what he longs for most is not another battle, but a safe place where he feels respected for who he is. Respect doesn't mean never criticizing him. It means choosing how you express it. For example, instead of saying, "Why do you always mess this up?" you might say, "I know you've been trying hard. Maybe we can figure this out together." See the difference. One tears him down, the other lifts him up while still addressing the issue. Men are incredibly sensitive to whether or not they're respected. Even a small look of disappointment, constant nagging, or dismissive words can cut deep. On the other hand, when a woman expresses genuine admiration, like saying, "I love how you handled that situation," or "I feel safe with you," it lights him up inside. He feels like a hero in your eyes, and that bond becomes almost unbreakable. Think back to the moments when you've seen a man glow with pride. Maybe it was when you praised how he fixed something, how he protected you, or how he carried himself in a tough situation. Those moments matter far more than most women realize. To him, admiration is proof that he is enough. Now, here's the beautiful part: when a man feels respected, he naturally wants to give even more love, more protection, more effort, and more commitment to the woman who made him feel that way. It creates a cycle. The more he feels admired, the more he wants to live up to that admiration. Respect also ties into how you believe in his dreams. Even if his goal seems small or far away, your encouragement can fuel him more than anything else. Saying, "I know you can do this," is like pouring gasoline on the fire of his ambition. Without that belief, he might hesitate or even give up. But with it, he feels unstoppable. So here's the truth: men don't just want sex. They don't just want companionship. Deep down, they want to feel like their partner truly respects who they are as a man. When you give that to him, not through blind praise, but through genuine admiration and belief in him, you unlock a level of love and loyalty that nothing else can compete with. Respect to a man is love. So let's step back for a moment. We've uncovered 5 powerful truths about men, truths that go far deeper than physical attraction. We talked about his need for emotional safety, where he longs to feel accepted without judgment. We explored his craving for purpose and significance, the fuel that drives him every single day. We revealed his desire for emotional intimacy, where vulnerability becomes the bridge to true connection. We saw how much he needs companionship and shared experiences, the bond that keeps love alive long after the sparks fade. And finally, We discovered his deepest hunger, the need for respect and admiration, the oxygen of his heart. Now, here's the secret most women never realize when you meet these needs. You unlock something far more powerful than attraction. You unlock devotion. You become the woman he doesn't just want in his life, but the woman he cannot imagine living without. Because sex may capture a man's body, but these 5 needs capture his soul. And once his soul is captured, his loyalty, love, and commitment follow naturally. So here's my challenge to you. Don't just focus on the surface. Dig deeper. Start nurturing these needs in the man you love or the man you want to attract. Watch how he begins to lean into you, trust you, and open his heart in ways you've never seen before. Remember, the strongest relationships aren't built on desire alone, but on the fulfillment of these deeper needs. Now, the question is, will you be the one to give him that?